exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it in a sense, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm Andrew Bowers, and this is
Gaia Mayorga.
and we're about to watch the first esports match here at HECC between Union City and Harrison High Schools. Harrison started off strong here with an attack. Union City's putting on great defense, but they're keeping up the pressure.
What to say on my days?
Oh,
No. They're routed. He had them routed.
All right, let's see if Union City can
yeah, we gotta send it here.
put up some defense.
But he's not
Offense.
completely
Absolutely magnificent goal.
Harrison takes possession of the ball.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, bring it.
Yep. Okay. Union City takes possession of the ball, put pressure on the goal. Harrison's got good defense. And back to our side, clearing the ball. A lot of missed opportunities there. Oh, what a shot.
What a shot. Insane. Good shot. It should be 2-0 right now, but Scholastic changed the car.
Alright. Union City is attempting to clear the ball. Harrison's putting on great pressure. Open net. Oh, amazing defense from Harrison.
What a
there.
save.
Union City's keeping up the pressure. They've cleared
sent
it
it back.
Harrison's cleared the ball. Putting back on the offense.
Clearing it to their side.
Union City's putting up a shot. Off to the left.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I don't play this game very
We
well.
lost to 50.
This guy knows more about it than me.
Missed opportunity from Harrison there. Union City clearing the ball. Trying to make up some sort of attack. Harrison cleared the ball once again. Demolition from Zappy Kitty. Holy, what a shot.
Oh, yeah.
Great finish from Vanilla Frosty there. Union City wins the kickoff. Harrison's clearing it back, putting some pressure. Union City puts it back on their side. Fighting for control of the ball right now. Harrison's trying to put up a team play, passing it back and forth.
Union City keeping it on their side. I don't know which side this side.
Challenge from Union City. Missed shot from Harrison. Union City needs to build up some sort of offense or this is not going to be their round. Oh, what a shot. Another shot from Harrison, top crossbar. Another shot. They're putting on the pressure. Union City is putting up a great defense, so not letting them score. Attempting to clear the ball, but Harrison's keeping it on their side. .50 seconds left on the match. Union City has no score on the board. Amazing shot from Harrison. Having some technical difficulties. Okay, as we kick off here again, once again, Harrison's putting up another offensive push. UC's putting up great defense.
Setting up for teammates. Sending it back to their goal.
Harrison's clearing it back to their side, keeping it on Union City's side, putting on the pressure. Union City puts up a shot. Great defense from Harrison.
Yep. Setting up for another shot.
All right. Union City is putting on the pressure. The clock is winding down. Harrison's trying to get one last goal. It's all Harrison.
Good Harrison round.
Great round for Harrison. Rough on the defensive side for Union City.
Yeah.
All right, so Rocket League is a best of 5 format, so that means win 3, and we do have.
All right, we're back with the second round of the game. Harrison's putting up great pressure, keeping it on Union City's side. Union City's trying to build up an offense.
But Harrison's defense pushes them back to their side.
Clear every time.
Setting up his teammate.
Union City clears it to the other side. Building up some momentum here.
They're really going for these pinch shots though.
Ooh, that was a close shot from Harrison. Union City has an opportunity here to see if they capitalize on it.
Harrison sends it back to their side. Going for a shot on their shot.
Ball's in front of the net. Union City's clearing it. Harrison's passing the ball around. Trying to put a shot up. Union City clears it again. Close. There goes a shot. Great save from Harrison.
Harrison sending it back to their goal.
Score still 0-0. We're halfway into the game. We'll just have to see who scores first. Harrison's putting on pressure. Keeping it in the Union City half. Off the back wall. Union City clears to the other side. Great pass.
Good shot from Harrison. juggling the ball in the air and just slamming it into the goal.
Great
no
team play.
defense. They couldn't do nothing about it. Just insane. Coach is looking in disappointment, but it's okay. They could win this. Good start
Harrison
from
wins the
Harrison.
kickoff. Union City sends it back. They lose the 50.
Harrison
Union
on
City
defense.
keeps it on their side. Zappy Kitty trying to gain control.
Harrison clearing it.
Jay Dizzle clearing it back to the other side, putting on the pressure. Setting up the shot.
Great defense.
Great defense from Harrison.
Shutting their offense down. Ooh. Close match though.
Great 50 from Union City. Trying to set up a shot, putting on some pressure. Great save from Harrison.
Great demo. Setting up their team.
Dropping it in front of the net.
Oh,
Amazing team play from Harrison.
good team play from Harrison. Two nothing with a minute left.
Both sides seem to be equally matched here on offense. Union City's defense is lacking slightly, and that's what's putting Harrison ahead. They're keeping the ball in the Union City half. They're trying to clear it, but no good.
Harrison sending it back to UC side. Juggling the opponents.
Faking them
And
out.
oh, close shot.
Close
Great
shot.
defense from Union City.
Jay Dizzle wins the 50. Putting it back on Harrison's side. Going for the aerial, misses the flip reset. And that's the game.
Oh, and it's over. Great defense for the last 10 seconds, but they couldn't really score on Harrison's defense. But that's all right. They got the next game.
All right, we're starting off with the third match. Union City wins the kickoff.
Could you
Harrison
tell
comes
me
back to the
what a
other side.
kickoff is?
So, after every goal and at the beginning of every match, when both teams are lined up, there's a countdown and the ball is set up in the middle. Both teams go for the ball, and it's really great offensive pressure from Harrison. But the kickoff is really just about who can gain possession of the ball at the beginning of the game, and just whoever gets there quicker.
Okay, and how are they going so fast?
So, as you can see, there's all of the boost pads around the map, the glowing areas, and the balls that are floating around the edge there, they give them boost, and that's what allows them to propel them forward and fly through the air and everything.
So they gather all this energy from the map and then use it in their cars to speed their cars up?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what builds most of the momentum in this game.
Great shot.
Great shot.
Breaking through Harrison's defense, scoring. Oh my days.
Union City puts up the first score of the night. Lining back up for another kickoff. Union City takes possession, keeps it on their side. Lyrics rotating back on defense, gathering more boost to build up some sort of push, keeping the pressure. Union City's focusing on the offense this game.
Zappy and Kitty,
Great
11 scored. He just pushed that ball into the goal. It was
Wins the
insane.
50. And great pinch shot off the ground.
Never seen it happen.
Union City is winning most of these kickoffs, gaining possession pretty easily.
Really putting pressure on this
Great
team.
aerial from Lyrics.
Great
Even better
defense from Harrison.
Union City's really doing a much better job this game of putting pressure and scoring in general. Their offensive capabilities have improved. Missed opportunity there from Harrison. Had the ball right in front of the net. Great shot from Union City. Saved by Harrison. But keeping the pressure on them. Union City's doing a great job of keeping it on their half, maintaining control. But Harrison's setting up the ball. Union City gets control again. Great setup into an aerial. Union City's keeping it on the Harrison half. They're trying to clear.
They're setting it up for a
Setting
shot.
it up for a shot. Just a no-go. Going for another here. Maintaining control. Union City clears it to the other side.
Goes for a
Puts up
shot.
another
Oh
shot.
my days. Lyric slams it into the goal from downtown. Insane.
All right. There's a chance ball for Union City. Harrison clears it back to the other side. It's kind of floating around the middle here. They're just setting it up. Going for the shot. It's off. They're keeping up the pressure. Zappy Kitty's going for another shot. Another shot from Dean Bryant. Lyrics is rotating back on defense. Carrying it once again, keeping it on Harrison's half.
Oh. Defense wasn't there. They were going for an offense play, but they couldn't make it back to defense.
Union City probably should have done a better job of rotating, making sure someone was back on defense. But it's fine.
They probably didn't have the boost, you know. Couldn't make it back.
Union City taking control of the ball, setting up for an aerial shot. but Harrison's
Ooh, bad
hitting their own
time.
players. They're setting up another shot.
Union City defending
Ian
it.
Bryant's clearing it. Harrison's taking possession again, trying to get a last-minute shot up here. 0 left on the clock. That's the end of the third round.
Good round from Union City there. They really pulled up, you know. Their pressure was just so immense, just crushing the enemy, you know what I mean? Just like, ugh.
Much better defense from Union City that time around.
Except for that one goal. They just had no defense. But it's all right. They won this round.
All right, we're back with the fourth game. Harrison's up 2-1.
They win the 50-50.
Union City clears it to the other half, putting
Good
pressure.
defense. Harrison pushing it back to Union City side.
Passing it back and forth between their teammates. They're rotating back on defense now as Union City puts on the pressure. Ball's floating around the middle.
Harrison keeping it on Union City side.
Missed opportunity from Harrison. Great defense from Zappy Kitty.
Really even match right now.
Still 0-0. We're a minute in. Union City keeping on Harrison's half, trying to put up a shot. Passing it back and forth. Missed opportunity from Bean Bryant.
Yeah, what a whiff. Oh.
No one back on defense for Union City, and Harrison puts it in the goal.
Harrison just slips it in right past the defense. Insanity.
Back for another kickoff. Let's see.
Union City wins the 50-50.
Anybody's ball. Harrison clears it to their side.
Good defense. They're trying to set up another shot.
Great shot from Harrison.
Oh my days.
Amazing team play.
Where was the defense? Sitting inside the goal. Oh no.
Great pass.
What
It's
a
an
great
even
shot.
better shot.
They just tag teamed that ball. Right into that goal. It was insane.
Fake here from Union City.
Going for a full defense. They demoed.
Keeping the ball out of the net. Great defense from Lyrics.
Harrison really trying to put the pressure on him. A good demo from Harrison. Setting it into the goal.
Setting up more
great
shots.
defense. Just really just putting pressure on them. They're just getting crushed. Oh my days. The pressure is just too heavy. The defense is just
Harrison's
lacking.
doing a great job this game, keeping up the pressure. Great team plays, passing the ball back and forth.
It's 3-0 right now. We're 2
Ball's
minutes
going
in.
straight up.
Harrison
There's an opportunity here for
50-50.
Harrison. Misses the setup. Union City takes possession of the ball again, setting up another shot. It's off.
Harrison really using these balls to their advantage, you know.
Harrison could really just play out for time, stay on defense, but I believe they're going for more.
Ooh, crossbar.
Close shot there from Harrison. Union City's attempting to clear the ball, but
Really can't
Harrison
get
just
past the
keeps slamming
defense.
it back.
Going for a shot.
Open net. Whiff shot from Union City.
Oh, Harrison defense.
Great defense.
A little nudge is all it needs, you know? Just to push it out.
The synergy from Harrison is great this game.
Really trying to get another shot in there.
The rotations are on point. There's always someone back on defense. It's what's keeping the Union City score at 0 here.
Harrison really just trying to go for another goal right now.
Minute and a half left in the game. Union City needs to put some points on the board. They're getting a little desperate, leaving no one left back on defense. Harrison setting up another shot.
Great defense from Union City.
Harrison's having great defense. Stopping the pressure here from Union City.
Oh,
Stuffing every shot.
yeah. Shove it in their face, I guess. I don't know. Great offense, great defense. Oh my days.
Harrison's just playing keep away at this point. Trying to put up another shot.
But the triple defense is too immense for them to even get through. They really have to go
Musty
for
was
another
not
wall shot
there.
here. No defense right now.
Open net.
Open net.
From Union City.
Oh my days. Binked it off the corner into the goal. Insane. Harrison might just be, you know, too good. But Union City could be better. We'll see in 23 seconds if they can score 4 goals.
It's always possible.
They won the 50-50. Harrison on the
Union
defense.
City needs to be a little bit more desperate here.
They really have to go for these goals.
They can't play it safe.
But with this offense, they really can't do nothing about it.
Trying to put up a last-second shot. Setting it up. But nobody's there. And that's the game.
That's the game for Harrison. Good game.
Great attempt from Union City.
We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We're gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out, can't make a stop.
able to physically even see the difference between those two panels. But your budget definitely will. The difference between 144 and 240 again is like another $100 jump in kind of best case scenarios. The last one, which is, I would say most programs have not made this jump, even at the top tier collegiate level. But there are, every once in a while, somebody will ask about them. And there is kind of that 360 hertz is kind of like the final jump. There are actually like some companies trying to put out like 500 hertz panels. And we're not quite there yet. But last guess at 360. 2, 3, 2.7. So we're shaving off like a millisecond and a half for, again, another $100, maybe even more at that point. So again, it's kind of back to that diminishing returns conversation that we've seen at all of these kind of components put into your setup, is when does it start to make sense and when does it start to not make sense to make that next jump up? And I would say, like, again, 99% of the high schools that we work with, 144 hertz is perfect. And you can get those monitors for like just over $200. So actually really, really affordable when it comes to the grand scheme of things. Console wise, if you're on a shoestring budget and you're trying to get esports off the ground, the Nintendo Switch is the best thing that you can do. There's even one right here. I think Smash is on the schedule for this week. So that'll be fun to watch. Oh, next. Great. So it has been and will continue to be the most affordable way to get into esports. One console and you've got a Smash team. One console, you've got a Mario Kart team in the making. And it's, in some cases like a fourth of the cost of a PC setup, right? The Switch OLED, if you're looking at older hardware, more affordable stuff, MSRP is $350. You might be able to find them closer to $300 now. Actually haven't looked. But on June 5th of this year, the Switch 2 came out. Kind of changed everything when it comes to Nintendo stuff. From a hardware perspective, it was a massive leap in performance. But there is a little bit of a price jump. MSRP is $450. And if you're going to buy a bundle that comes with like one of the newer games that comes out, you're looking at $500 to get a console. But there were definitely improvements that were made from just if anybody has a Switch 2, I didn't bring mine, I should have, but it actually smoothed out some of the things on quite a number of games, Smash being one of them. Beforehand, there was a frame discrepancy depending on if you were playing online, if you were playing in person, some of even just like the standard use of like playing a match throughout the course of an hour, you'd have frame differences all over the place. Switch 2 actually has smoothed that out and locked it in. The online experience is still kind of garbage. If anybody's a tech director and is trying to set up Nintendo Online, you know what I'm talking about. Hopefully in the future, this will get better. And the mouse support is something that is really interesting to me. I don't know, and I don't think we're going to have high school teams playing Overwatch on Switches with a mouse, but it does open the door, kind of. So it's something to look at, but it still is one of the best ways. Go to Best Buy, go to Target, go to Walmart, buy it off the shelf, and you've got an esports program.
The Switch 2 is backwards compatible. So
Yes.
you are going to move in that direction.
Yep. Yeah. If you've got the extra $100, it does make a big difference. And just from a warranty perspective and kind of having the newest hardware, it will be good. The Switch OLED is 4 years old at this point, and the Switch 1 is like 7.5, 8 years old at this point. So we've made big jumps. It just took Nintendo a really long time to get there. But the Switch 2 is something that I'm a big fan of. The other thing on kind of like the budget-friendly side that kind of splits the difference between the console and the PC is handhelds. And if you would have asked me this question even like 12 months ago, I would have said, run the other direction. Same kind of thing as when we'll talk about laptops. But handhelds are interesting. And especially stuff like the Legion Go that can run Windows. from a deployment standpoint, from a management standpoint, this is interesting to me. You know, it's not going to be a one-to-one replacement for a desktop. The hardware is not going to quite get you there. But from a budget perspective, you know, for under $1,000 to get a Windows handheld that can run most of the titles that you know the state will play with pretty decent hardware, you know, up to 32 gigs of RAM, a terabyte of storage, decent graphics, you know, integrated, not a full discrete GPU, but something that can actually run the games. And then getting up to, you know, 120 hertz in best case scenario, you're close. The USB-C dock for the Legion Go, we're a big Lenovo partner, so that's kind of the best example that I have. It's got all of the ports you would need to be able to plug mouse, keyboard, headset, Ethernet, HDMI monitor, like you said, up to, you know, 120 hertz, 4K 60. You know, I'm not going to say it's a perfect substitute, but if you're on a budget and looking for something that, like, man, we can't quite get PCs, but we've got about $1,000 per station, maybe this is something that you look at as a stopgap. Build out a set of 3 so you could play Rocket League, build the proof of concept, excuse me, and have kind of a good showcase of like, hey, look, administration, we've got a bunch of kids lining up. We need actual hardware, or, you know, we need to take that next step up. It's just kind of a cool thing. Again, like mobile options, like laptops, again, if you would have asked me if this was viable 4 or 5 years ago, I would have said, run the other direction and don't do it. We've come a long way, especially in the last couple of years here with the power of mobile devices. The thing with this is like the configurations are all over the place. The consistency of like what you're looking at, if you're looking at a moment and time, great. But if you try and buy like the same exact model, even like 4 months apart, it's a coin flip whether or not you're going to be able to line that thing up. You might get lucky though, and they're constantly iterating and coming out with new models. Again, we're a big Lenovo partner, so the Legion stuff is what we use most often. But Asus has got really good stuff. HP has some as well. The biggest consideration here is your normal gaming laptop is gonna still be something that you're gonna need to think about power for. Battery life on these guys, especially under load when you're playing games, is pretty tough. You know, 45 minutes to an hour is all you're going to get if you're not plugged in. So, you know, we've helped schools that have done esports labs where, you know, their setup is a bunch of gaming laptops on a cart that they wheel into the cafeteria, no lie, at the end of the school and set up and tear down every day. And that works for them because they don't have a room or they don't have a physical space that they can consistently be in and leave hardware in. But they've got a laptop cart that's kind of like a Chromebook cart on steroids that's got power built into it, and they still have to put all of those power bricks pulled into there to be able to keep things charged and running. You know, if they've got a match that, you know, how long does a Overwatch 2 match sometimes go, or a Valorant game? You know, like you're sitting there for 2 hours plus sometimes, depending on how competitive things are. And a standard laptop battery, if you're going to be gaming on it, is not going to make it that long. So having a plan in place for that is still really important. Comment here?
I actually have one of those.
Yeah, that's my daily driver too.
Ryzen 7 36 gigabytes.
Yep.
4 years, the motherboard, but yeah, if it's not plugged in, you're not going to get the full performance.
Yep.
Thermal, throttles.
Yep.
But it's great for, like, I've done full production broadcast.
Yep. Cool thing about laptop is it comes with a screen, and a lot of times those screens are high refresh rate. You've got a keyboard built into it. All you really need is a mouse and headset to go with that laptop, as long as you've got the power figured out. And it's great for flexibility. Like I said, if you don't have a permanent home for your program, this is a good option to be able to set up and tear down and move around the school if you need to. Infrastructure-wise, there's really, there's some best practices that we've seen across the country. But really, like, this is where things get really murky when it comes to like how you run your program. There are some schools that just open the network up for 2 hours a day and just say, hey, go for it. There's teachers in the room, don't download anything weird. And there are other schools that have a really like fine tooth comb approach, which is more of what I recommend, but it's really up to your comfort level on how you kind of manage that. The couple of things that are like really, really common and kind of like those best practices are a separate VLAN for your machines. Get that internet traffic and those machines separated as much as you can away from the general network and what's going on in the school and other labs or other places. And then lock them down with admin credentials and usernames and passwords that the students don't have access to. So your coaches come in handy to be able to say, okay, the only people that are going to be able to download or install things on these machines or update them are the IT staff and the esports coach. And then you have at least one more layer of protection between, the students doing stuff that they're not supposed to. Always strive for a wired connection if you can get it. Trying to put even like 10 machines on one AP is a real not fun experience. And it'll give you a more stable connection, better, more easily managed environment if you can get it on like your wired infrastructure. And it'll just be a better experience overall. It's more stable. Like I said, you don't have to have machines fighting over which bandwidth and what AP they're trying to connect to. And if one gets overloaded, maybe there's another AP 4 classrooms down that they're trying to grab and it's not great signal. And having it plugged in is just always going to be better. And then have something in place for an update strategy. The game of basketball has not changed too much in the last 30 years. Esports gets new rules changes every week or every 2 weeks, right? There's new patches that come out, new updates, things change, and you have to download those updates before you can play the game. So if it's 3:45 and the game starts at 4 and we're logging in and getting warmed up and all of a sudden there's a download or, that we need to do for a Fortnite update, that's going to take, a 60 gig update that's going to take an hour to download. We're probably not starting the game on time. So having an idea and a strategy in place to be able to say, okay, during off hours, we're going to update these things, or having something like a caching server that can at least store an update and be a way to copy those things over your internal network instead of having to download them. Those are ways to get around that, to kind of think about it. But again, there's lots of different flavors and ways to kind of manage your network and do things from an access perspective. Furniture wise, we've got a bunch of great Spectrum furniture up here. The biggest thing with this stuff is comfortability, adjustability, and also accessibility. ADA compliance is generally like 1 out of every 10 stations. So actually, if you come up and look at these, the desks up here, the 2 black ones on either side are actually like wheelchair ADA compliant. They're adjustable and able to be used by students who might not have had an opportunity to play traditional sports before, but they can sit down right next to their able-bodied student peers and be able to play esports. So having kind of a plan in place if you have those students is really important. And generally the rule of thumb is I think 1 out of every 10 is kind of what to shoot for. And we've got 2 up here, which is great. And then just being able to adjust height, the lumbar support, neck support on the pillows and on the chairs and things. Those are great things. And you can make investments in furniture to take your space from kind of just like a classroom to like an esports space. It's generally, something that's last on the priorities list to get up and running. But, once you've got your program in place, maybe a couple years down the road when you get some more fundraising done or you have more budget available, maybe this is something that you consider. And it does kind of help tie in the whole space. You can do custom chairs and logos with, or custom desks with logos and things like that. You walk into your basketball court and chances are you're going to see championship banners and logos everywhere, and it feels like an arena that your teams participate in. Your esports space can have that same look and feel too, and it doesn't have to be this like big giant thing. Storage wise, we talked about handhelds and consoles. Those are really easy to, just like come over and, oop, I'm going to take that with me on my way. And now all of a sudden the console's missing, right? So having something that's lockable, a permanent place for storage is a really good idea. Like I said, we work with Spectrum for all of our esports stuff. They've got awesome solutions for that, lockers, cabinets that are on casters that you can move around. So if, kind of back to the laptop example, if you don't have a permanent home, but you want to be able to do console gaming, having a cart that can move from place to place that's got a TV mounted to it, boom, there's your mobile esports lab. We talked about that. Shoutcasting, the setup over there, great example of that. Again, this is kind of like one of those like nice to haves. But if you're doing any sort of broadcasting, having your students do the play-by-play, it's a great way to get more kids involved than just like, hey, we've got 5 computers. My starters can play. What do I do with the other 30 kids that are in the classroom? Casting and doing that kind of stuff is a great example of ways to kind of take your esports program from A to B. Safety and security, this is new. I traditionally haven't included this stuff in my slides before, but we've had more schools in the last 12 months that have called us and said, hey, a kid stole some RAM out of our machine or ripped a GPU out during class. And I don't know why, but we've seen that become more of a thing. And obviously the cybersecurity aspect of it is a growing concern as well. I think the big things that you can do, and your school is probably already set up for some of this, is put access control on the esports lab door. Have it either be a badge or a physical key even that only your coach or IT staff have access to, right? Lock it down so that somebody can't just walk in and take something out of that room. You're making an investment in your school. You're making a priority to put expensive equipment in there. There should be some security to go along with it. Put a security camera inside the room if you can. That's generally kind of the first thing that I tell people is like, if you've got an extra, camera laying around, put a dome camera in that room. So that if something does get stolen, you can at least look back and say, okay, we know exactly where it went or who it went with. On the cybersecurity side of things, having good endpoint protection, having a plan in place. You are opening your network up beyond what is the norm, which always has some kind of inherent risk, right? So having protection in place for your school. We've worked with some districts where that is the biggest hang up to them starting a program. They've got a teacher who wants to be a coach. They've got a ton of kids that want to play. There's a statewide league they're ready to join, but the school got hacked a couple years ago, and that means they're gun shy to opening up the firewall and doing anything beyond like, hey, that's a Microsoft Word computer. So having some kind of a cybersecurity plan in place is kind of that extra layer of protection. And every school kind of has that in some way, shape, or form. So maybe reviewing that policy, making sure that the esports team knows about what's going on, and having a plan in place if you're part of the tech team is really important for running a successful team. And then kind of budgetary stuff. At the beginning of the year, the tariffs were a much larger conversation. It seemed like every 4 days we had a new pricing structure coming out of anywhere but the U.S. That's calmed down a little bit, but like I said, there are some other external factors that are continuing to be in place that have changed what it looks like to build a computer nowadays. The kind of like the days of the $1,000 gaming machine are pretty much gone. And that sucks because that limits what you can do as a school in some cases. So coming up with kind of a longer roadmap, knowing kind of what the current costs are, even here in November, like if you're looking at like, hey, we're going to refresh or buy or start in 2026 in the fall, start shopping now. And at least get an idea of like what things cost now so that you can put forth a budget recommendation and say, hey, this is our best guess, and maybe pad it a little bit. And if you don't spend all that money, great. But then your business office knows what to plan for, and you have an idea of like, okay, if we're gonna swap out 5 machines a year, this is kind of what it's gonna cost. Hopefully we don't have big giant tariffs that come in, but you just don't know. We've had a lot more schools talk about leasing equipment over buying it outright. It's kind of hit or miss, and we've seen that more of a collegiate thing than a high school thing. Being on a consistent refresh schedule where they know they're getting the best and newest equipment every couple of years for those top tier competitive programs is kind of a nice option. The thing is, like, leasing a gaming machine versus a Chromebook is a lot different. These retain value a lot more over time. So if you're looking at like, oh, we lease equipment all the time and we just buy it out at the end, or there's other options like that, the fair market buyback or whatever. It's going to be a lot larger of a price tag compared to like a Chromebook. So it is something that's out there if you're trying to stretch budget dollars and be able to be on that kind of consistent payment schedule. It's an option, but again, we've seen that more of a collegiate thing than a K-12 thing for now. Talk next year and see if that changed. And then, yeah, again, long-term planning. With Bytespeed, our machines have 5-year warranties. So a lot of the schools that we work with kind of plan to refresh when that machine goes out of warranty. It gives them kind of, again, that schedule to say, okay, these are good. At 2031, we'll revisit and look at, kind of taking those old machines, maybe sending them to the middle school, starting a feeder program for our high school, or maybe it's another lab in the school that can use those computers. But kind of keeping an idea of like, okay, the esports team is going to have new stuff here, and then, a few years from now. So kind of like looking at that, even when you're starting, is a really good practice. That's all I got. Any questions, guys? I know we covered a lot. Yeah. So we did. Intel, I think, fumbled the bag harder than they ever could have with the 2nd generation launch. So these are first generation Intel GPUs. So the A770s up here, which were awesome when they came out. Well, with an asterisk here. They were okay when they came out, and then after a year of driver updates and support, they got awesome. Price to performance was perfect. It was right in line with like the NVIDIA entry level stuff. And we were like doing a lot of the Intel cards in the end of that first generation. B580s were going to be the replacement for these. And we had like 300 or 400 of them on order, and were going to get shipped to us. And it was going to come in cheaper than a 5060. It was going to be this perfect solution for K-12 gaming, actually. And then there just was like delay after delay after delay. And then, we put those orders in January, and then we're told in August, hey, you can have them now if you want. And by that time, we had canceled orders and we had kind of moved on. I still think that the Intel GPUs are an awesome fit. We just don't do a ton of them anymore. And they've gotten better every single year. And they're moving into more of the professional kind of like Quadro card replacements. Like A40, A50 are going to be awesome. So we're doing a lot of like workstation GPUs from Intel. On the gaming side, it's here or there. And it could have been a dominating product had they hit supply timeline. But that was like, beginning of this year in the summer when the tariffs were really bad and availability was really bad. And we were so close. But for the most part, we do NVIDIA. And then, like I said, on the workstation side, we do a lot of their kind of like Quadro compete cards. Other questions? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yep. Sure. Yeah. So I think like the common example is that let's take like a fresh machine. You put an admin user and then like a user profile for just like general use. Admin credentials and that profile is where you're going to go in and download everything. And then in the system preferences or in the permissions, you're going to allow the users to still access those files to launch and play the games. But to download anything or to update anything, it's still going to require somebody to come over and type in a password. Yeah, it'd be like your user admin permissions required, and then like the coach would come over and type in the password. Right? No, you should be able to just type in the password. Yep, yep. And like your IT department should be able to help set that up. Yeah, nice. Yep, yep. Yeah, the important thing is just like giving the user profile access to what's already installed, but that's all the further that they get. Yep, yep. Great questions. Yeah, it does get a little more tricky there. Yeah. I'll maybe connect you guys with some schools that have really tight policies. You kind of pick their brains on how they set it up, because yeah. Yep, yep. Not the shotgun, go ahead and do it. Yeah, yep, yeah. We'll connect you with a couple of districts that have kind of some stricter policies in place, and I'll let you know what they do. Yeah. Yep.
One consideration with the Marvel Rivals is I've heard coaches say that they've had problems when they run it through Epic. You have to have an admin approval every time you open it. Is that still the case? Epic? No? Have they changed that? Okay. That's why I heard that it was better with Steam, because there's a script you can put in Steam where they would bypass that, but that might have been an old thing. So there ever an issue with this account where they've got 2,000 hours on this account, but that's just no play. So they have to start over. We had a couple where they started playing Rivals over the summer on this account. They were away with it. Epic. Just don't suck it up and make a new account.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I think so. Thanks, guys. Scan the QR code if you want my contact info. We've got a booth in the other building in kind of like the area in the big atrium. We've got some of our equipment here. All the stuff up here is Bytespeed built machines. So if you have questions, come find me. There's a Microsoft booking link on there if you want to talk one-on-one about your school. Feel free to hunt us down. We're here all week. Thanks so much.
And we want to thank Josh and Bytespeed so much. I mean, they're a great partner. I mean, we don't get any sort of kickback from recommending them, but we always do recommend Bytespeed because the no BS answer. They're going to be like some companies. We've seen companies come through with, here's $3,000 for your power. You need this power, and we're like, so we recommend people to go, because he's like, you know what, if you're just starting out, or if you want mid-level, if you want high level, they can do all of it. They're going to be honest with you.
Even like if you're set up and you've got a different vendor that you work with, like even ask us for pricing so that you can go beat them up and make sure you're not getting screwed. We do that for people all the time, and happy to even like jump on a call and talk, and like no obligation to buy or anything like that. So happy to work with you guys.
Yeah, so look them up. We can connect you with them if you don't get any of their information. We can help connect you to them. I did find that we have 2 ViewSonic portable gaming monitors. Cool, thank you. Yeah. 2 that we're going to be able to
Mr. Junk right here. These are his systems.
Oh, feedback. Oh, boy.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check,
I think
check.
we ended up not using.
1, 2,
Okay,
1,
cool.
2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, just the gain. Yeah.
trouble, putting on a show. Like a domino, I fall. Another bottle, don't know what to say. Send me on my way to you. I know you're all that I want, but I don't even know your name. So don't go and leave me lonely. I'll show you another way. And you say it's a one-night thing, but I want something more than that. So don't go and leave me lonely. I'll show you another way.
Lucina, Wario, and Rio, Rob.
Hello. There we go. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Joe. I'm the Executive Director of Indiana Esports Network, a self-proclaimed title. But if you don't know me, I'm also a teacher at Snyder High School, and we're here playing esports during a school day at a conference, which is pretty awesome. So welcome to South Adams and Franklin Central, here for Super Smash Brothers action. Are we getting ready? All right. We're also streaming this on Twitch, so if you wanted to like send to parents or something on our Twitch and YouTube, hello, everyone. There's the camera. All right. So we'll let them get started, and then kind of in between matches, we might talk. I'll answer some questions, tell you a little bit about us, about what we're doing, maybe even some coaches if you want to talk at some point. We'll let that happen. But so we're gonna try to do best of 3 Smash Brothers. We do have a cutoff for our next match, which will be Middle School Rocket League, but we'll see what we do. We're gonna start on small battlefield, and we're ready. Or no, battlefield. Normal battlefield is fine. Maybe we'll just.
Corona plan.
All right. Good luck to both teams. Let's get started.
Three, 2, 1, go!
Hello. Hello, hello. Testing. Hello, hello. Test 1, 2, 3.
Corona plan. Win.
You good?
All right. Wait, do we got anything or? Oh, okay. We're good. So. All right. That works for me. That is game number 1.
Right here. Yeah. Some people have probably come in. He said he got a lot of people. Yeah. All right. Wild. Oh, I need to move. while they're getting set up next. So the way we run Super Smash Brothers, which is a kind of individual type game, is as crew battles. Think of it kind of like a Pokemon battle, if you're familiar with that. Are you playing Pokemon right now? So each team has a roster of players, 4 to 6 players, and then each team will send up one of their players, and that player has 3 stocks. If that player continues on with those stocks and they keep going on and playing, if that player loses their stocks and they're out, and that team sends up another player from their team. There's a lot more strategy involved in that format than some others, because you can counterpick against other characters that they're playing against. You can decide at the spur of the moment who's going to fight when. So you'll sometimes see the team strategizing about what exactly is going to happen and who might be the best pick for that next round of fighting. So it looks like our players have their control scheme set, and they're getting ready to go in the next round.
I just realized something.
3, 2, 1, go!
Alrighty, so on to game number 2. We have Me Brawler versus Piranha Plant. And stock already taken off of Piranha Plant. And here we go. It's 59% to start off the match. We're going to be trying to see if we can get up a pretty good advantage. South Adams is down 1 player. Nice Patui, going to be launching him off stage. Forward smash, taking a stock. Just getting rid of the invincibility. Poison Cloud, the 31, up to 60 already. Piranha Plant playing hot. Down throw, up B. So, not being able to find the up B. Rapid jab. Just trading rapid jabs here. Maybe we get a punish. Tui on the feint jump. Down smash off the stage. Pretty dangerous situation. Take it off the ledge with that nair. Back air. That's going to be taking a kill. 5 stocks already taken off by this Piranha Plant. Nice off stage. How do we get back? Let's roll, get up. Jab. Gotta fall out of it. There. Might be able to find a conversion. Gonna be getting out. Attack. Off the stage again. Lots of shield pressure with that side B. Still. Tui again. Going for twice. Third? Nope, not the third. And the back air? Is that enough to kill? And there we go. 6 stocks from the Piranha Plant. Flashes taking out 2 whole players.
Dumb to filler. So, yeah. Any questions about esports? I always like asking. So, how many of you are part of a school that already has esports? I know most of you. A few people from schools that are thinking about starting, perhaps. So, yeah. If you have any questions, we're kind of the people to ask. So, Indiana Esports Network is a nonprofit of Indiana educators, just running esports for schools around the state. We're about 200 member schools now around the state, all told, representing something like 4,000, 4,500 students around the state of Indiana. So we kind of pride ourselves as being the Indiana esports solution for Indiana schools. And we have seen a lot of success, both of our teams like competing nationally, but also in scholarships. So you talk to a lot of these schools, a lot of students are getting scholarships to go to college to play esports. At Snyder, where I teach, last year we had 12 students graduate on scholarship for esports just last year. So those opportunities exist, and we're getting students involved that aren't traditionally super involved in extracurricular activities, which is really exciting for us and for them. But it looks like they're getting ready to get started, so I'll get out of the way.
3, 2, 1, go!
On to the third game now. We have an Isabel for a counterpick on the Piranha Plant. A little bit of a combo, 50% off the stage. Are we gonna get back? Nice little trade of interactions here. A lot of forward smashes. Not gonna be finding anything here. The fishing rod gonna be a bit of a challenge to get around. And it is a grab, so you can't shield it. But the down B, you gotta be taking a stock. The side B will be thrown out by the fishing rod. The Tui. Forward throw. Another side B. Another Patui. Also gonna be breaking that void rock, hitting in the ground. The fishing rod. Up air. Oh, the Patui. Not gonna be enough. You're gonna be taking Piranha Plant out of that down B. Forward smash, taking the kill. Got the jab. Up to 140. If you look at the take a stock, then up tilt will do it. Now, even stocks here. Oh, nice little combo. Gonna be getting a good amount of damage up. Already having a small percent lead against the Piranha Plant. Attack, trying to even it up. Oh, trade. Isabel's off stage. Patui, not gonna find anything. But the fishing rod, able to survive. The up smash will end up taking it. And that's 3 whole players down by Piranha Plant. Now, South Adams down to their last player with the Piranha Plant on 1 stock.
Stock battle. Piranha Plant.
Now, round number 4. Potentially the final round for game number 1. Piranha Plant has to SD 2 stocks, but afterwards it's gonna be Terry trying his best to take as many stocks to 1 stock without losing any. Oh, and off the stage. Terry hit by in the spy. Gonna be taking an early kill. Now, only 2 stocks left for South Adams. Patui. Gonna go for an up smash read, not gonna get anything. Terry already on the back foot. What you want to see if you're South Adams. Nair, off the stage again. Able to get back, and now hit the go meter. We get to see maybe if it gets to be used. Trying to go for an input, not gonna get it. The Nair might be enough. That's enough. Now, 1 more stock needed in order to end off the game, which would also be is known as a 12th stock. And the forward air. Now, we just have to not overcommit. Down B, 99. Close to getting the go meter. There we go. And the go meter is back online. Chad, be able to connect with anything. A down air. Still able to live in the Patui. And that is a 12 stock clean sweep by the Piranha Plant. Now we get to see the counter pick stage and possibly different leads from each team.
Pop, pop, pop. Oh, nice. There we go. All right, everybody. I am your new filler because Joe is preoccupied. So, for everyone in the room, I know that y'all are, at least if you're not already involved in esports, you might be a little bit interested in esports. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience and my history and why we're even here in the first place. So I'm Lucas Hayworth. I was a collegiate esports director for 6 years at Oklahoma Christian University. I built that program up from the ground from 3 Rocket League students to about 94 students in 14 different teams, and we won 11 national championships at the Division I level. So I've been around collegiate esports for a while. K-12 is the obvious natural pipeline to building into a college level program. So we are kind of the people that aren't typically in the room in an event like this. We are more like the quote-unquote end goal for your students. And I know a lot of stats and a lot of connections about college. So all the students that are here, if you're looking at college as a potential option, the main thing that you want to think about is, what do you care about? Do you want to go to college to go study in a specific pathway and get a degree for a specific job down the line? Or are you interested in going to college to compete in esports and be in a competitive environment that's going to make you grow as a player in your title? So those can intertwine nowadays. Collegiate esports has become more of a mainstay in the past few years. There are over 270 schools across Canada and US that provide scholarships for esports. In my program, my 94 students, I gave out $600,000 of scholarship per year for esports alone, and that would stack with academics. It also stacked with federal grants. So we were able to get students on full tuition scholarship, and some on partial and some on half, but our average was around 60% of tuition was covered by our scholarships, and that's a private 4-year D2 school with good academics. And that is not uncommon. That is becoming more and more of a thing. Even here local in Indiana, there are schools like Ball State, who are a hyper-competitive top level in Rocket League and a couple other titles, collegiate program. And there's a couple more that are smaller, lots around like Trine, Indiana Wesleyan, and a few others as well. So even locally in your state, there are some great options for college in esports. So for that pipeline, IEN, the Indiana Esports Network, is building that pipeline between middle, high, and collegiate to make a cohesive unit. That way, whenever a student enters into an organized, team-based program at middle school, they're learning that foundation of how to be a good adult in the future, how to be a good teammate, how to communicate well, how to look people in the eyes. All that kind of stuff plays into becoming a great student, and then that will turn into becoming a great competitor in college. And so this pipeline is becoming a lot more of a priority for many states. Currently, there are about 27 states that formally recognize high school esports as a K-12 activity in their state. And Indiana Esports Network is a part of one conglomerate of these K-12s called the ISEA, is the Interscholastic Esports Association. And they have about 30 other states. So almost all 50 states are covered within K-12 and esports. So this is a largely growing phenomena. And I could talk a bit about my experience with Oklahoma, where I was from. Oklahoma has a group called OKSE, which is very similar to IEN, and they're part of the same group. And they have about 200 high schools that participate, and over 6,000 students that participate in their league. And they're only 4 years old. And so that number is going to just grow as well. And Joe, you want to talk about that?
To set 2. Are we ready? All right. Send up your first fighters and we'll get set into set 2.
Am I first?
I don't know. Let's play. What do we want to play? We can do FD. Sure. FD is good. So we'll load into a different map, Final Destination. So that's one of the nice parts about Super Smash Brothers is there are different stages that do somewhat similar but somewhat different things, and some are more advantageous to other fighters than others. So the team that loses the first game in the set gets to counterpick the stage for the second set, having seen what the opponent team wants to play. So there's some strategy involved in that as well. So they'll go ahead and they'll get their controllers loaded in and their controller presets, and then we'll get into set 2.
Start battle.
Alrighty, and now we have set number 2 and 1. We now have a bit of a switch. We have Kirby coming from Central and Violet from South Adams. Now on Final Destination. Let's see how the character switch-ups and the stage switch-ups affected our players. A little bit of a combo from Kirby. Forward smash. Get the red card. Both of them. Back to stage just fine. Forward smash. Not going to be able to take it just yet. The forward air will. First stock already taken. A little bit of a trade. Follow-up. Falling out of all the follow-up here. Avoid the forward smash. Going around a little bit. Off the stage we go. Forward and forward save. Off the stage we are. Not able to make it back. It's 2 stocks for the Kirby. Stock it back. Down B, massive, and taking the stock. Grab a jab off the stage. Decide to be able to make it back. Kirby has to land. Able to. Type of thing. South Adams, you really need to find the kill now. A little bit of a grab. Forward air. Another. Will that be it? Might have a jump. That's a 3 stock for the Kirby. Strong start for Franklin Central. Now we get to figure out who is going to be sent up to fight the Kirby.
Stop battle. Kirby. Kazuya.
Stuck on the Kirby. We got a Kazuya coming out. Let's see how Kaz does.
3, 2, 1, go!
Typically this would be considered a pretty good matchup for the Kirby, but let's see if he can hit the combos. Combo. Keeping the percentages pretty even. Stage. Nice forward air. Keeping up the pressure. Chasing him across the stage. The back air. Or off the stage. Forward smash. Not going to get anything off. Nice little combo. Jumping over the laser. And the down B will take the first stock of this game. Kirby is at a high percent. Any strong hit will be able to take the stock. Rapid jab. Nice little forward air. Yeah, no jump. They're able to survive. The armor with the back air will be able to take it. Combo, the forward air. On stage again. And the up tilt. Be able to go underneath the laser. Kirby is a small character, so that is pretty easy. Down air to up tilt. With a rage drive down B. And all the way to 50%. Pretty good. Go for a combo. And get an early kill on the blue. Go forward air. Parry on the laser this time. The back air will be able to take it. And now, one more stock for the Kazuya. Pretty similar to how it was in the last game. The laser's going to catch Kirby on the ledge. The side B, we're going to be able to avoid that down smash. We're definitely taking the stock. Trying to go for a spike, but not able to make it back. Kirby gets to stay in just with one last stock. So far, looking like almost a direct repeat of what happened in the last set. We're gonna have, looks like a Bowser Jr. Let's see how this matchup goes.
3, 2, 1, go!
Stock must be sacrificed here. Little pump to start, and off we go. And we got a nice little combo to start, 31. Pretty good percent. Get the knockdown, not ready for it. Got the Mega Koopa. 2-dash attack, now you're off the stage. Punishing that side B. And punishing the out B with kill. Forward smash, and do as much damage as possible. Forward air. Trade. Keeping up the pressure. Up to 67%. Little combo. Getting knocked down. Back air. Was able to make it back. Gonna kill, but not being able to find it. 42. Could lead into a kill. Hit with cannonball. We're going for an up B, trying to find his way down. Able to make it. The up throw, I will find the kill. One more stock from the lemon, just set it into an even better spot than it was in the first game. Forward airs, little combo. Nice to 67%, 75% now. Just keeping it up, not letting him get to touch the ground. Another forward air. Save. Forward smash could be catching him on the tail end. Catch that lane. The forward smash will be able to take it. Now only one stock on the Kirby, and one more player on South Adams.
Stop battle! Kirby! Min-Min!
Last player. Looks like it's going to be the Min-Min.
1, go!
After both shots have been removed, gets the game underway. At the start, short character being able to go in between the arms pretty safely. Nice little down air.
Ooh, not gonna be able to take it just yet.
So it was close. Recovery is pretty good for vertical movement. Back attack. You gotta find a way to kill. Pull that down. The back air will be enough. And just 2 more stocks on the side of Seth Adams. Being able to narrowly avoid the arms. Really just trying to go for everything here. Nice little combo, 32%. Keeping it going. 45. 68%. Missing performance. Where? Yep, we gotta get punished for it. That's the sluggish. Off the stage we go again. The back air, that will be enough. Back air, pretty strong move. Arms just trying to keep him off the stage. Kirby, lots of jumps. He's able to make it back just fine. Able to make it back finally, but taking a lot of percent in the process. Rock to get down. Dash attack. You're off the stage. You gotta find a way. Punish. This little mini combo. Off the stage. Kirby goes again. Back through. Not enough. The forward air. I gotta find a way to capitalize off of it. And the down air will do it. And that is another 12 stock. That is a 2-0 for Frankie.
Test. 1, 2. Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, for those who said that was over, that is right. That is Franklin Central taking the win today. If everyone give a round of applause for Franklin Central. And shout out to South Adams as well. We can all have an applause for them one more time. Absolutely awesome exhibition between all of y'all today. It was great to have you all out here. We do have Middle School Rocket League coming up in about 20 minutes from now. But really quick, I'll just say hello. I'm from Stay Plugged In. If you don't know what Stay Plugged In, it is an esports recruiting platform. It helps students find scholarship opportunities to be able to go to college to play esports. In the past 5 years, we have facilitated over $50 million in esports scholarships now across the country. There's a ton of great schools involved on that platform. There'll be a few this afternoon. I think All State and Indiana Tech, I believe, are the two that are coming in this afternoon, who do recruit for esports programs across the country, as well as many other schools around the area. People know, Syracuse University, Boise State, all these big D1s, even smaller D2, D3 type schools are recruiting for esports right now. Stay Plugged In is 100% free platform to use for students and for high schools to join on as well. So if you're an esports director, you can sign on and invite all your students in so that you can also monitor students' involvement on the platform as well. But overall, as esports is growing and going along, all of you heard from Lucas earlier, there is so many opportunities out there. I was also a former esports director at Huntington College in Montgomery, Alabama. It's a D3 NCAA school. They offered $14,000 per year scholarships to do esports, which is basically a half tuition ride to go play esports for their school. They had a 286-person spectator space arena that they host matches out of. They have their own production booth, and there are students going to college to get scholarships to do just production, to do commentary if you're interested in commentating, to do graphic design if you want to do social media management. Esports is filled with a ton of different career fields that students can go into and get involved and engaged with, and that's another big thing that we're doing over here at Spin. We host several esports leagues each year, alongside some of the IEN already does. That includes Players League, which is STEM and esports education. We're also working with IEN to hopefully do something around cybersecurity with esports as well in the near future, and really just trying to open up opportunities for students to not only be involved with esports, but also use your spaces for academic learning, whether that's content creation, graphic design, video editing, to AI, to aviation, to cybersecurity. We actually had students who we flew out to Green Bay during the week of the NFL draft last year to present Super Bowl commercials they made using their esports facility space and using the skills that they were learning in some of these leagues. So there are a ton of opportunities out there to get involved and engaged in not only esports, but also going into it from the academic and STEM level and finding collegiate opportunities there. With that being said, we got about 20 minutes till the next match between the Rocket League middle schools, so stick around and stay tuned for that. Thank y'all.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we're breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up.
Here comes trouble, putting on a show. Like a domino, I fall. Another bottle, don't know what to say. Send me on my way to you. I know you're all that I want, but I don't even know your name. So don't go and leave me lonely. I'll show you another way. And you say it's a one-night thing, but I want something more than that. So don't go and leave me lonely. I'll show you another way. So don't go and leave me lonely. I'll show you another way. Eyes wide open, holding out for you. Tell me that it's true. Oh, did you notice? I saw you over there, looking like a heartbreaker. I know you're all that I want, but I don't even know your name. So don't go and leave me lonely. I'll show you another way. And you say it's a one-night thing, but I want something more than that. So don't go and leave me lonely. I'll show you another way. So don't go and leave me lonely. I'll show you another way. Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, a life destroyed.
I'm Trevor. I'm Trevor Smith, commentating for the Southridge versus Hobart Ricky Esports, right?
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about who you are and what is Rocket League.
I'm Nate. I've been playing Rocket League for a little while now. Rocket League's kind of just like my go-to game. It's like definitely my favorite.
It looks like some rocket-powered cars.
Yeah.
Hitting a ball. Is it like soccer, kind of?
Basically, it's kind of like indoor soccer.
Awesome. And they're flying through the air. How do you go about making the car fly like that right there and hit the ball?
It's so you like tilt your car up. So you jump, tilt your car up, and then just boost up, and then try and hit the ball.
try and get some air control with it to boost up.
It probably looks a lot easier than it is.
Yeah,
or maybe
definitely.
it looks harder. I don't know. It seems like it'd be
Depends
really
on-
difficult.
Depends on what you're doing.
Goodness. And what's your name again?
I'm Jackson.
Jackson from Bricky, right?
Yes.
You're with Bricky, and that's awesome, from Hobart. And this is middle school match, yes. Southbridge versus Hobart. Am I right in saying Southbridge is in the blue
Southbridge is in the orange.
Yes.
on the
orange
overlay?
team. Yeah, Southbridge is on the orange.
Southbridge is the orange team on the
Yeah.
overlay?
Yep.
Hobart is the blue team.
Yes.
Awesome. So there was just an explosion over there. What was that?
That was a demo.
It's called a demolition. It's when two cars come in contact fast enough they kind of blow up. But it's called a
Goodness,
demolition.
a demolition.
Yes.
So it takes you out of the game then?
No, you will respawn after, I want to say, about maybe 2-3 seconds.
Yeah,
2 or 3 seconds? Okay.
Yeah.
You have to respawn back by your
Yeah,
own goal though,
yes,
right?
it respawns you back by your goal after the time limit, about 2-3 seconds.
Awesome. Let's see what's going on here in the game. It's still 0-0. It's a 5-minute round, so we're about halfway through now, right?
Yep.
Good
Still
control by
0-0.
Got really good control from both teams.
Yeah, I see that they're keeping the ball in the air for a long time.
Demos could be really helpful because.
Oh, that looks like a goal. It is. Yeah, Bricky Esports going up 1-0. Just over halfway through the first round. Wow.
That's a good shot.
That was a good shot for sure. So
Demos-
now what happens after a goal? Now they're.
So they go back to a kickoff.
It's like a
Yes,
kickoff.
Yes.
I see.
Demos could be really helpful because it may clear a space in the goal to where you could get a shot off.
Yeah, so.
Oh yeah, so because they can't defend if they're demoed, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. So there's Hobart, I believe, on offense.
Yep.
We're down near Southbridge's goal. Look at this! Look at this in the air, kicking it towards the goal. Looks like some good defense by Southbridge.
Definitely.
And what's this orange orb that they just drove over?
So
drove
that
over?
is basically where you can get like your boost bar to full.
Oh, that looks like a goal. It's
Yes,
right there. Another
another
one. Bricky again. PS01.
2-0.
Now it's 2-0. But the name of that player who scored, Bricky PS01.
Just school account.
Right. Excellent. So I'm sorry, we were talking about the boost.
Yes. So basically with the oars, that is what you call a full boost or like a full boost pad, and that basically gives you full boost whenever you run over, and it typically has a recharge time of 10 seconds and it comes back.
Nice.
And then there's pads which give you 12 boosts per pad, and it respawns in about 3 seconds.
12 per pad. So it is 100 full boost?
Yes, 100
Okay.
is full boost. You can't stack it. If you
Well, it was a
go
good
back.
defense
Very
there
good
again.
defense from him.
That looked like a goal for sure, but Southbridge there to defend.
Got
Awesome. 1 minute left, 2-0. So Southbridge probably going to have to try to score quick here if they want to take this round, right?
Yeah, rather maybe a kickoff goal or some demos.
Yeah. Oh, this looks like a good setup here to the middle. He needs help. He
There
needs.
we go.
Got it. Nice.
Nice.
Groguk.
That was good positioning there.
Yeah.
A good pass too.
Blocky head with this assist. That was an awesome setup. Even the game agrees. Nice shot. So now we're doing a kickoff.
Yep, that's it.
So it's just as fast as you can, get there
Best
and,
you can,
and
try
kick
and get
it.
the ball first.
Yeah. So is there any strategy on what the three of you do as Blocky Head scores again to go up? What is that, 4-0 now? But is there any strategy involved with the kickoff, like between the three of you? It looked like only one of the team was going towards the ball, and the other two were doing something else.
Yeah, so it could be like a strategy to where if, say like one of them, it's sort of a rule that says left always goes, to where the person left of the ball goes, and then one of them tries to kind of creep up and cheat it, so in case if they both miss. The other one that's creeping up can try and come and get the ball.
Oh, another goal.
Shot.
Wow.
But yeah, so it could be strategic unless if you're in like a 1v1 game, then it's just you and another person. But otherwise, it could be strategic.
So something you've worked on in practice is to know, you say the car on the left is the one that's going to go to the ball, and the other two go gather boost, or like right there, he was ready to, because he's ready to shoot it because the other two kind of bounced off the ball, and the ball was still sitting there, and it set up another goal. So that goal was actually set up way back on the kickoff, because you said a cheater.
Yeah, like a cheat goal.
That means
like a cheating kickoff.
They're not cheating, right? We're not.
It's not a cheat. It's not an official cheat, but they call it that because it's like if they hit it and another person hits it, it's.
Oh, I see. So on each team there was one that hit the ball and there was one behind the ball waiting.
Yes.
The two behind the ball waiting are the cheaters.
Yes. But it's not like an actual cheating thing. It's
right.
not like recommended.
It's just kind of the name that you give it. So
yeah, it's a name that you give it.
Hobart takes the first round of best of 5, right? We're going to do a best of 5. So if Hobart takes 2 more in a row, it would be the end.
Yes.
Southridge can force more games with a win. Awesome.
Back to the boost. So in some situations, it may be better to collect more of the small boost than go out of your way to go grab one of the big boosts.
Are the big boosts only in the corner like that right there? So there's only 4 big boosts in each corner?
So there's one in each corner, and then there's one on each side in the midfield.
In midfield, that makes sense. So 6.
Yeah.
So depending on how much boost you currently have, you would want to grab a couple of the small ones rather than go out of your way to get the big one.
Yes.
That makes sense. So these players are focused on where the ball is, where their teammates are, where the opponents are, but also conserving their boost and knowing how much boost they have to know if it's smart to back off to grab boost or is it smart to go towards the ball.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. That's insane. All right, so here's the kickoff. I'm going to try to catch who's cheating and who's going for the ball. You said the players on the left are the ones that will go towards the ball.
So if, like, say,
I see we had 2 blue players going to the ball.
So right there, it should have been Z-Boy C's. Should have gone there because he was on the left.
And that's not a hard rule about the game.
Yeah, it's kind of just whatever.
Oh wow, a wide open goal with it. We got to see a demo there.
Yes.
Was that a defense right there?
That was an offensive demo. So I think an offensive player demoed one of the defensive players to try and open up a space for a shot.
It looked like it was about to be a goal, and somehow it was defended.
That was a good save.
Yeah. There's another. Look at that touch.
That was good teamwork.
I feel like that was an accident. I don't know. That was probably all skill, but that looked awesome.
That was close.
Passed right off the hood.
That was a good pass.
Dang.
Another big thing in 3v3 is spacing. Because if, say, you have everyone in the opposing half.
Right off the kickoff. That's why you cheat, right? You get a cheater that can just score right on the kickoff.
Kind of clean it up if it comes backwards a little bit. That's just an unfortunate kickoff by both players.
Unfortunate, yeah. I'm sorry, what you were saying?
So,
I think we're going to start to get into talk about rotation. How are you supposed to rotate? I remember hearing that word.
So rotation is also a big thing because if you say all 3 players are in the offensive half or defensive half, you might like have an overload. So if like a player hits the ball away from like their entire team, it may be an open net because all your team is in the opposing half.
Oh, like right here, this player was in their goal defending for a second, and now they're going to go for the ball. So then his teammates
fill in his spot.
Will be filling in back on defense. There he was in the goal, yeah. So you have to communicate with each other to say, hey, I'm going up, you go back. Or if you're about to set up someone for a goal, you say, here it comes, like that. Oh, I saw it. All 3 Southridge cars on defense here, and Hobart is still putting on the pressure.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I would like to see a few more demos. Demos
Yeah.
are
There it is right there. There was a big demo.
That was a good offensive demo. Cleared up some space for him to hit the ball.
Now, is there a risk if I run my car into someone else that I demo myself, or we both
Yeah.
demo, or?
So if you're both going,
Oh, there's
so
another one.
when you're going like supersonic is what it's called, you're both going supersonic and you both hit each other, you'll both get demoed.
Oh, is that like using a certain boost button causes
Yeah.
you to be supersonic?
Yes. Or say flipping in a certain way.
Wow.
So you could tell when someone's supersonic by the trail behind their car.
Okay. That's big. Yeah, so if you have a trail behind the car, they're supersonic, and that's when
Yes.
they're eligible to demo someone.
Yes.
And, that looked like it could have been a shot, but good defense by Southbridge to get it out of the goal.
When I'm
Southbridge
playing,
has a chance here to get a goal,
close.
but good defense again. Grow good kid, 13.
Southbridge has good pressure here.
Yeah, Southbridge might get a goal. There it is,
That's a
finally.
good shot.
Break the bubble. Southbridge with a goal, tying it up. We're 1-1 now, right?
Yep. No, I think it may be 2-1, I believe.
Maybe our overlay is
Not
it 2-1 or 1-1? Yeah, our overlay has been messing up on us, but I believe it is 2-1 so far with a minute.
Good save.
Right at 100 seconds left. So Southbridge trying to match the score 1-1.
Whenever I'm playing Rocket League, I like to stay supersonic as much as I can.
That way, even if someone comes in out of nowhere and hits you, it'll demo them.
Yeah, and also because when you hit the ball with more speed, the more momentum you have.
Oh,
That's a
wow.
good shot.
That was a good shot there.
That was good positioning.
Yeah. Look at this. So I think they're all three Southbridge players in this corner at the ball.
Yes.
That was maybe poor rotation. That's something that we should try to look at them being more spread out.
Yeah, maybe have one in the corner pressuring the ball and have one front post and then one back post.
Like this here, there's Southbridge having good rotations. You had one in the goal, one just out in front of the goal, playing the defense on the attack.
Yep. That's a good clear by the Southbridge player.
Yeah. So when you're playing a game like this, are you pretty constantly talking with your teammates?
Yeah,
and
communication's
saying,
a big part. You need to have good communication to do good.
right. I wonder if you'd even. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For example, communicating, saying "I got" when you're going for the ball could help clear up a confusion. Like,
right.
Clear up
And
some confusion.
all three of you don't end
Yeah.
up trying to hit the ball at the same time, and
Yeah.
then your net's wide open, like it is right
That's a
here.
good demo.
Good demo, right, to open up the goal. That was crazy.
That was a good demo by Stance.
It's so fun to watch after, you've taught me to look for that stuff, to know what I'm looking at. So he went for a demo right as he knew his teammate was about to try to shoot. That's awesome.
It's good pressure. Both
Yeah.
teams have really good pressure.
Really great.
Oh, very close.
We're at 3-0 now? No, what am I looking at?
3-2.
What am I looking down there? There was like that's not a 3-2. There we go. 20 seconds left. Now, last game, the timer went out, but we were still playing. What's going on here?
Oh, so at 0 seconds, so the game ends if it's at 0 seconds and the ball touches the ground. So if the ball is still in the air at 0 seconds, the game doesn't end until it hits the ground. So that
Okay.
could make